About a third of the total used by British fertility clinics is Viking sperm.
Wow. Why have they got so much? Is it because it's dark, like 20 hours a day? 20...
It doesn't get dark in Denmark like that, Danny.
How do you cope with having 1.5 hours daylight?
It doesn't happen! It doesn't happen! Denmark's the same as Scotland, where you come from!
In
winter, a Danish winter is about 1.5 hours.
Which is not no, darling.
You're saying the same thing! It's wrong!
It's not, it's true, an hour and a half.
So, no, darling.
I've been there, it was an hour and a half.
Here's the thing, if that's not true, and the more you say it, the more points are going to make it not true for you.
All right, so when I went to Denmark... Right,
was it night time?
It was winter.
I was at Denmark. Is you come home late, you've slept through the day. I did it as a teenager. You wake up at 5 in the afternoon. If you don't see the daylight, you're like a ghost.
But for all
it was dark for 20-odd hours per day in winter.
But your inability to distinguish the Scandinavian countries means it's possible you were in Norway.
It's possible. It is possible that I was in one of the other countries. But is it not true? It was about an hour and a half in winter.
Stop saying it! Puritan couples could have a conversation and they could talk through a tube. And, in fact, those were then used as the very first commercial hearing aids, about 1800. So have a look at that. These ones are actually...
So this will work, will it?
Yeah, if you speak...
Oh, Jesus, son! What's wrong with you?
Speak in it yourself and then you can hear most clearly. It's kind of like the original...
Hello, Ross. Hello.
Hello?
Oh, I totally hear you.
Germany calling.
The one on the picture we actually have here.
Oh, that's the one in the picture?
The one in the picture. I can't look quite as cheerful.
I can hear the sea. Is that what you're supposed to...
You know how people worry about what earrings to wear? Those, I think, are working. They're working for you.
You look like if Mickey Mouse and Prince Charles had a child.
Put that bit in your ear, Wombat.
Hello? I can't hear anything. OK, I wonder will this, like, amplify it between that and the... Oh, no way! Just to get on the show again? You must be joking.
How do you get urine off a nun?
I don't think that nuns pee at all.
Oh.
I know a lot about nuns.
Do you? Why's that?
Because I was educated by them and I was in a boarding school, so I actually lived with them.
Right, and they never weed?
Never. I never saw one of them enter or leave a bathroom.
The thing is, they've got those very long frocks on, haven't they?
Very long frocks, and they might have some kind of divine catheter or something, but they don't... you won't see them coming out of a bathroom.
The Divine Catheter are a great group, aren't they? Anybody at home playing QI bingo, that's Divine Catheter.
In the 18th century, women who wore the long frocks, they used to have the equivalent of a gravy boat on a sort of ribbon for long church services.
They actually had one of those things that we were all just imagining in our
heads. Yes, they did. Yeah, they actually did.
A gravy boat on a ribbon.
Yeah.
Is this urine in the picture, or is that just something that... The gravy boat's fallen off! Help me!
The gravy boat's fallen off. Is it necessary to get urine off nuns?
It was necessary. It was the 1960s, OK?
Oh, it was a condiment, wasn't it, Nunwee?
A condiment?
That's right. Have you got a slightly bigger bottle of Nunwee?
Curiously, these never events do occur. I was hosting the British Funeral Directors Awards recently.
We've got to get you a new agent, dude.
It was quite quiet initially. It took place
with that.
at the end of the day. They'd had their trade show in the same venue, and so around the edges of the room there were coffins, caskets, people looking not unlike this fellow, sort of sitting up in them.
Were you picking a new home? No, sorry, because he's old and he'll be dead soon. I'm sorry if I...
Can I tell you something, Jimmy? This is... I don't think you realise how this is getting to me, because this very morning, I received a letter through the post inviting me to be the new face of the Stanner Stairlift.
Thank you.
And the worst thing about this is...
We're in a bank, Charles.
The worst thing about this is my wife said, I think we should consider this. Then, this is a true story. This is a true story. I have then phoned them up and I said, have you thought of Nigel Havers? It turned out they had. I was about 17th on the list. I'm afraid this is not the first invitation of its kind I've received, because I also, this is maybe how they got hold of my name, I was considered for being the new figure stretched out on the floor, reaching for the alarm.
I've fallen and I can't get up.
That one. But June Whitfield has got that gig at the moment.
Jerry, now, this time that we're talking about, the Battle of Normandy, you were in the UK?
Yes, I'd been born 6 months earlier, yeah.
And where were you born?
I was actually born in Highgate, in a tube station.
During an air raid? You were born
Not during an air raid, but you didn't know.
Your mother just missed her train and...
Yes, yes. Women in the 9th month would often spend nights in the subway, because those were the bomb shelters.
Have you been back to the station?
Yeah, and there's not even a plaque there.
Well, you need to have been conceived to have a plaque.
When you were mayor of Cincinnati,
yes.
1977, is that right?
1977, 78. Okay, oh, my God.
What are you doing in that picture?
Well, you know, when you're mayor, you also get a lot of ceremonial things to do, so there probably was some... Oh, I know. That's when I got circumcised.
That's when everybody got circumcised.
Is it true about Cincinnati that there is a full abandoned subway system that was never used, that's underneath the city? Is that true?
They ran out of money, actually, and so it was never completed. But yes, there is...
So are there stations and...
Yeah.
So, why did they not do it?
It was before my time. If I were mayor, we would have finished that subway.
Yeah, quite right indeed. Do you think women did duelling, or just a boys' thing?
Oh, have you been to the big market in Newcastle on a Saturday night?
I hope that women did do duelling as well.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. It was called petticoat duels, and possibly the most famous between... It's kind of snatch and grab. I never thought of hiding a pistol there. So the most famous one, 1892 in Austria, it was a topless duel.
Oh, that's brilliant. Channel 5, where are you?
Between Princess Metternich and Countess Kielmansegg, and what I love about it, it's said to have been caused by a disagreement over a flower arrangement.
Any excuse, that sounds like... Yeah, well, I don't like the flowers, so get your top off. I'll duel you.
Apparently, both the women were worried that if they were wounded and some fabric got into the wound, it would get infected. It's the very first emancipated duel in that every single person who took part, all the seconds, the two duellers, and indeed the medic, were all women. It's hard to say who won. The princess, she was injured first on the nose, so the countess got first blood, as it were, but she was then injured on the arm, which is a better wound.
So there's points for where you cut the person, then that's what the face ones.
Who does better?
OK.
As long as you come out with both your nipples, I'm sure you'll be all right. Oh, fuck. Milk everywhere.
Boobs aren't full of milk. That's not where we have... That's not...
Do you suppose that there is milk all the time?
So we've got a baby in the house, there's milk. Boobs are sometimes full of milk.
Okay. Possibly not those four.
Perhaps they weren't at the time of the duel. Stop it! Stop it! You are perforated!
I often wonder how we get to where we do. Now, I've been practicing this, and I can do it about 1 in 3. So you've all got an opportunity to give this a go. There we go. That was pretty cool! OK, so it is just a length of chain, and then you place the ring up in like this. Now, if you hold it with your thumb and then hold it with one of your fingers, and what you need to do, just let the finger go and not the thumb. Just try and let the... Yeah, Ross has got it.
Just a few more goes.
All right, you determine. Put the chain... OK. Don't make me get up and show you. So make your hand wide like this, OK, and then hook your thumb like this, but don't hook the chain. Just hold that like that, and only let your finger go. Teaching assistant. Where can you get one of those this time of day? Oh! What is the worst thing you can do on a bed of nails?
Fall from a great height.
I would think.
I'd say an orgy. I'd say to get nailed on some nails would be a terrible thing.
Well, here's the thing. So I think you could have an orgy if you were fantastically careful about how you got on and off.
Are we talking about the nails or the people?
It's about the even distribution of weight across the nails.
Tis, I did do this. I went
you?
on a bed of nails with a contortionist. What a night that was.
I filmed it.
And he showed me how to lie down. It's all right if you're lying down, but he said, be very careful, because your instinct when you get up is to put your weight on your hands.
Yeah.
And then that really hurts a lot.
When I was at school one afternoon, for some reason, some circus skills people came round and tried to teach us all circus skills.
I love the heavy note of disapproval in your voice. Absolute waste of bloody time!
I was 7. You can learn circus skills later. What I needed was maths. And they came round and said, you know, tried to teach us how to juggle. We couldn't juggle. Tried to put clown makeup on. Some of us had an allergic reaction, you know. But one of the things was the bed of nails, and they taught us how to lie on a bed of nails. And the way you lie on a bed of nails is you just lie on it and it's fine.
When I was at boarding school, at the beginning of every year, you had to put your skirt on and then you had to kneel in front of matron, and the top of your the hem had to touch the floor, and if it didn't, you had to go and get a new skirt.
Or a bigger pen.
Bigger pen?
Just get a bigger pen and they can have a shorter skirt. Bigger pen, you see, so it reaches the shortest skirt.
It was pen, Lee.
Pen.
There's the
Oh,
problem,
they said
yeah.
pen.
No,
I love that Lee has such confidence that he's thinking, there is no way that joke didn't work.
Yeah. There must be a technical error on that, because this is gold, this stuff. Oh, we're hen!
I was once on in a gymnasium, and I was on, you know, the leg extension.
Honestly,
thing?
no.
Right, there's a thing, right,
Yeah,
and
you
you put your feet on it like that.
Please don't fart now.
It's Venus Junior!
So you put your feet on it and you push with your legs.
Yeah.
And as I started to push, I let out the longer. It was so long that as I went like that, it changed key. And the guy.
You know that's called a trombone.
Well, he got me thrown out the Salvation Army. And I It was because the note changed. I laughed so much, and I turned to the bloke at the gym and I went, "I bet that happens all the time." And he went, "No."
Name the cause of the first mass extinction.
Oh, now this is a trick one because you're trying to get us to do the dinosaur one, but there was one before that, wasn't there?
After 14 years, he understands the format.
And the thing I still can't do is think in my head.
Run, Forrest!
Where do you think, then?
My mouth.
In your mouth.
Is it ice?
It is not ice.
Baby.
No.
Very good.
They had a problem, but they didn't solve it as a massive extinction.
It's sea anemone greed and really the invention of the mouth. So what happens is...
so many problems come when we invent the mouth.
Yeah. These are Ediacarans, and Ediacarans are the very first complex life forms on Earth, and they hung around on the sea floor for about 37 million years. They didn't have a mouth, they didn't have an anus, they just lived through osmosis.
They got along fine.
They're just fine. And then what happens is the Cambrian explosion, so that's, give or take a Tuesday, about 542 million years ago, you suddenly get life forms suddenly rocketing because there's more oxygen around, and you get sea anemone-like creatures. They have a mouth, and do you know what they did? They ate them. They're absolutely right. They ate the lot of them.
And the terrible, tragic thing was that they couldn't tell each other what was happening.
Oh, don't! That's so sad.
No mouth.
Just lying there being eaten and not being able to...
Yeah.
Or warn each
I've
other.
had boyfriends like that, and I understand how they feel. Nothing you can do. Just let them get on with it.
It's been a learning experience being with you.
I went to an exhibition at the Tate and it was on pop art, and there was a room that was set aside from everyone else because it was very explicit by this artist called Jeff Koons, who does basically high art but pornography. And this middle-class woman and her 2 kids came up, and the guy on the door stopped them, so this is for over 18s only, you can't come in. And the woman said, I'll go in and have a look and I'll come back out and I'll tell you what I saw. So she went into the room and she came back out a split second later, completely ashen-faced. And I heard her lean down to these 2 kids and she said, what happens between a man and a woman is a beautiful thing. What I saw in that room is of no help to anyone.
That's what you said after the circus skills work.
I'm trying to get my head around long division. I don't need this bullshit.
Is it a large piece of land, a forest?
It is. It is a massive piece of land. Here is the thing that Norway has that Finland doesn't really have. Norway has hundreds of very big mountains, and Finland doesn't. And this is the nicest gift. They're going to give them a mountain.
Oh, wow.
OK, this is the Halti Range. It's on the border of the 2 countries. They're going to give them the Haldikotka Peak. It's only 4,366 feet high, but it doesn't even come into Norway's top 200 highest peaks. It will be Finland's highest mountain.
Oh. But they'll have to come and visit it. They can't... You can't put it over
It's on the
there.
border, so the border will just go... I like you so much because I found myself explaining that. What does the world's fussiest eater eat?
Is the world's fussiest eater not a human being?
Correct.
Is it something that is so fussy it just doesn't eat and then dies?
No, it is very specific. It only likes one thing on the menu. It's so deeply unpleasant. There are a few parasites who have cornered a market so decisively. It's a little leech. It rarely sees the light of day because it lives up a hippopotamus's bottom. That is where it is. It's called the Placodaliodois jaegerskjoldi. Now, here's the thing. Hippos have incredibly tough skin, right? So if the leech is looking for a blood meal off the hippo, it really has to go to the rectal region because that's where the blood vessels are, the skin is vascular.
Where the best restaurants are.
Seriously, best place to hang out. Here's the thing. Has anybody ever seen a hippo being excused?
No, I've not seen
Well,
them.
it's the most extraordinary thing because they are noted for the violence of their bowel movements, OK? So they fire out an absolute explosion of slurry.
I know how they feel, guys. Why are the bowel movements so violent? I'm interested.
Well, OK, so it is extraordinary. I mean, what's amazing is that the leech is able to hold on while... It has a fantastic grip. It's got a pair of suckers, front and rear, which provide incredible anchorage. So while this poo is spraying everywhere...
What?
Yes, Ross. Is it something helpful?
Yeah, it is. I have a slight confession.
Yes.
Right. I recently, whilst bored in a hotel room...
Yeah.
No! If you go online and type in hippos pooing, right, there are...
Sorry, just going to stop you there. Why would you do that?
I was
Just put your way out with bears in the woods.
There is... and there are huge amounts of videos of people filming hippos at zoos who the tail goes up and they go...
It's unbelievable.
I don't know how it just sort of... Well, that's the thing. I've got a leech.
So, the world's fussiest eater won't eat anything but hippo's arse. In fact, they've taken the little leeches into the lab and offered them other things to eat, and they refuse.
So he's not interested in the dung at all?
No, he doesn't want the dung.
He just hears it coming.
Yeah, well...
It's like visiting... It's like...
Make of this nonsensical question what you will. Who blows their nose for something to eat?
My children.
I suppose there might be some good bacteria in your mucus.
That's what I was told about children doing. That does actually help their immune system to consume their bogies.
Yeah.
Was that one of your children that told you that? Because I think that
It's really good for me, actually.
Yeah, there's a conflict of interest there.
Is it an anteater?
Is it an anteater?
Well, they suck up ants through their noses, don't they?
Yes, but we are actually looking for something that blows its nose.
Blows its nose?
Yes.
Bird, mammal.
Bird mammal. Bird mammal. Are you trying to psych me out, so I tell you?
Trying.
OK, it's a worm. You did it.
Worms haven't got noses, they've got spiracles.
Oh, well, here's the extraordinary thing. Have a look at this. Prepare yourselves for this bit of footage. This is the It's called a Nemetean, or a ribbon worm, and it literally blows its nose. So it explosively ejects its proboscis from its body in search of food. They're also known as proboscis worms.
Is that snot, then?
No, it's its nose. And when they detect food or prey, the muscle contractions of the body wall forces the proboscis, that literally its nose, out of the body, and it turns it inside out like a rubber glove.
Right.
OK? And the one that's shown here is a gorgon worm, and it's got these branching spaghetti-like tentacles on its proboscis, which then envelops the prey with a sticky toxin and draws it back into the body.
Are you telling me that it ate that bloke?
Let's have a look. Let's have one.
No, let's not!
It's amazing, isn't it?
Well, was it not more prevalent post the wipeout of the dinosaurs? Isn't there a theory that they died because of the change in temperature?
Well, the thing is, dinosaurs were neither warm-blooded nor cold-blooded, but they were somewhere in between.
They were just right, weren't they?
Yeah, they were just right.
They had lovely Goldilocks blood.
Because there are disadvantages to being warm-blooded, OK? Because one of the things is you have to keep eating to get fuel to maintain the constant body temperature. So if, for example, a lion was as big as a Tyrannosaurus rex, it probably wouldn't be able to eat enough to survive.
But isn't there the theory on the dinosaurs where they died out because over a certain temperature all the eggs hatched as male, and below a certain temperature they all hatched as female, and then the temperature went down and they all hatched as female, and then there were no one to mate with.
Well, there are as many theories about how the dinosaurs.
But that's the
were
correct
related.
one.
That's the
one that I can
That's
vaguely
one.
remember, I'm 90% sure is 100% correct.
There's someone who's never watched King Kong. Massive gorilla, mate. Twatted all of them.
Well, that spoiled the end of that film. Time for another parlour game. Are you there, Moriarty? Who knows how to play this?
You're blindfolded, I'm guessing.
You're blindfolded and you're as tall as a newspaper.
This is a British one which I frankly don't understand, OK? So, you are blindfolded, you hold each other's left hands, one of you shouts out, "Are you there, Moriarty?" The other one shouts yes, and the one who said, "Are you there, Moriarty?" then tries to hit them with the newspaper.
I'll be the shouter.
OK? Well, you take turns, you take turns.
all right, OK.
Yes.
I mean, obviously, I'm going to have to hit the target, but I'm not sure how comfortable I am hitting a woman on national television.
It's Susan, you'll be all right. Right, left hand's held.
Give me your hand.
Left hand,
Left
yeah.
hand's held. OK, so, Matt...
Yes?
You're going to say, "Are you there, Moriarty?" And Susan, you're going to say yes, and then, Matt, you're going to try and hit her.
OK.
OK, go.
Are you there, Moriarty?
Yes!
I'll try again.
You try again now, Susan.
Sorry, what you meant.
Right.
Go on, Susan.
Are you there, Moriarty?
No, I'm not, no.
Do you know what?
Yeah.
I love the idea that someone has turned on this for the first time and gone... Do you know what? It's really changed without Stephen, hasn't it?
Uncle Stephen would never have allowed this. I know you're there. Fascinating. This is good. This is good. I found her, so I don't need to...
Right, you two, come on, let's have a go. So, put your blindfold on, and then he's just
I've
putting
got
his
quite a big
blindfold on.
head, so I'm not sure it's going to fit round. Oh, there we go.
There we go, right.
Do we stand up?
So, no...
Ow!
I think Alan's won. So now hold left hands.
I'm not going near him, he's an animal!
Hold left hands.
Well,
OK.
got you.
So, Josh shouts, "Are you there, Moriarty?"
Are you there, Moriarty?
So, you have to say...
How am I doing?
So, wait, let me just do it again. Josh is going to shout, "Are you there, Moriarty?" Alan's going to shout yes to indicate his location, and then he's going to try and escape Josh hitting him. OK? Right, Josh.
Are you there, Moriarty?
Yes.
Now try and escape. Just one hit.
I don't want to turn...
Josh, you were rubbish at that game. You were rubbish.
I don't want to turn this into a carry-on film, but mine wasn't as rigid as Alan's.
I'm not sure that was the problem. I think the